Hey everyone, it's a surprise Sunday art stream. I wasn't able to do it yesterday due to scheduling problems, so I thought I'd go ahead and sneak in a fairly quick one this evening. So at least we have one once per week. Yeah, give or take. Anyway, hey, I'm Nathan Bonner. I'm the artist of Indavo, the director, character designer, animator, compositor, editor, music composed by, through Music Maker, admittedly, of Indavo 3.0. We're on episode 3. I also draw the interior artwork for the Big Muddy Monster, a true life tale of Murfreesboro, Illinois, and its cryptid. We're getting ready to work on issue 3, which will be a mix of historical stories and some fiction to keep it spicy, but not too spicy, slightly spicy. Anyway. So, tonight, we are working on scene 273 and 274. Like I said, this should be fairly quick. Just a fairly quick art story. Keep the toes in it, so to speak. Streaming world. Keep that content get generated. Make the algorithm hate me slightly less than it does already. My YouTube channel is small, and my viewership is not ginormously big, but I do thank everyone who did watch. I appreciate that. And I am doing this probably not for riches, although that would be great. I did more for the love of the game. I love animation and I like doing it, and this is what I'm doing. So come along with me on this artistic journey into animatory madness. Woo. Let's get started. All right, so we're here in Moho. What version is it? 13.5, 14.5? I don't know. I've lost track. That's not important right now. So we're going to import our background image, which is, space. Actually, it's the night sky, because you can see here the light on the, this is the light post of a highway, and here's the van. We're at a small warehouse outside of Torreconca City and outside the spaceport ring to meet up with the representatives of Smoth, where our heroes will be exchanging Leonid Caldern, which is basically kind of like goldish bars, in a chest for the parts in another chest. So that being said, we're going to go to frame 72, or the third second, since each second is 24 frames. So we're going to go there, go to our sequencer, and we are going to go to import, and we are going to import in our audio file. And who's speaking today? Well, tonight, GT, the guarantee, is speaking. And he doesn't say very much.
Yep, it's all there.
That's what he says. And we're going to end on second 6. It looks like. So that's not too bad, all right? Yeah, it's very straightforward. So, what is he doing here? He's going to be kind of scanning without any special scan lines, of course, that come out. Things do not come out. No. Guaranteed tends to do all this latently. So he's going to be scanning to make sure the parts that they need are in the box. I would assume that the smart bots in the room, in the warehouse with them, would be able to do the same, but Smoth's representatives shall open that chest a few scenes down the road. So first, let's get Guarantee in here now. Animation resources, sorry. Lost track of what I was doing for a second. I had actually a straight thought. But anyway, let's forget about that right now. It's for a scene that I won't be doing tonight. I was getting ahead of myself. Nah, surely not, right? Alright, okay, so here we go. We're going to go very, very close up on Guarantee. That close up? Yes, it's close up. Alright, excellent. Let's go back to our... What do we call this again? Oh, the channels, yes. Well, we see all the keyframes lined up here. So go to the first frame, and we're going to take our magnifying glass, and we're going to kind of zoom out a little bit with some motion. And we're going to set a few things down. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do for now. Let's see here. Yes, this is all basically, we kind of need this rig here. And we'll zoom in a little bit closer so we can get things a little bit. Yes, there we go. Kind of fit everything on the screen that we need at this time. Okay, so as you notice, he has some pre-animation going on there. The swirly stuff in his head. That's where the omnitronic crystal is, and that is what makes guarantee. So that is going to be going, and I pre-programmed that into the model. It's kind of neat. I like the effect. Partial, perhaps. Yes. So, okay, so we're going to have Mr. Guarantee kind of maybe look a little bit. Ooh, let me get to the manipulate bones tool. Go down there, and we're going to go. Let's tell you what. Let's go here. Actually. Yes, no. What we'll do is we'll go to here, though, and we'll do one of these doodads. He's getting focused in on it there. We'll just kind of make him get a little bit there, and he'll squint to maximum squinting level, maximum concentration, maximum head down. Okay, now he will turn. Actually, ooh. Bum. That won't matter. No. Okay, so, well, dang it. He's got to turn to the, let's say, our right. We have the viewers. He's going to turn to our right hand. The rig is programmed to do the left hand because I didn't do 360 degrees, so I have to go to the layer setting, hit flip, and we're going to have to move the layer back into place. It's okay, though, because the animation we've got keyframe-wise will still work. All right, great. Now, flip this around here. Okay, let's zoom this out a little bit and go to here. And we're going to say that's all right. And now we're going to go to 72, and we're going to change that a little bit. He is going to shift over slightly, and his head will turn even. And kind of reset in the head up down to the midway. Okay, and then we'll talk. But before we get to the adding the voice, let's clean up some stuff here. My programming in the Smart Bones has led to occasionally small gaps appearing where they should not be. So we're going to just go ahead and correct those right now. I suppose I could go back through the keyframes, and between episode 3 and 4, I probably will go back and look at the turn to make sure everything works a little bit better. But again, sometimes in those these turns, you run into a problem, and that problem is that the programming, perhaps overlap would be a good term, that you get some overlapping on the programming, and that can cause unfortunate things to happen. See, just right. Right shoulder. Just left. Let's see. Side, just left. There it is. Okay. This is what we need right here. We just need to drag that right there. Ow. That's how it probably should work anyway. Everything else looks pretty good, so we're going to leave it as is. All right, now let's go to frame 1. Open up our head folder, to the mouth folder, which is a switch folder between all those. He's just going to have his regular mouth up for now. Spoiler. Scenes to come.
Yep, it's all there.
All right, there we go. All right, so will his expression have remained the same on the turn? Good question. The answer is probably not. But we're going to adjust that ever so slightly right here. So, let's reset. Now, what I probably should do is something like this. No, let's try this. There we go. Get an arc in that turn. Since he already had his head down, putting it further down didn't really help. But when his head goes up, the head up down goes raises the pivot of his head. It kind of gives you a nice little arcy motion there. Oh yes.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Sure enough. All right, we're gonna tilt the chest over. And let's assume that he's agreeing.
Yep. Yep. It's all. It's all
Into there.
there.
And just drop that down ever so slightly. So he'd be talking to Indavo and Rachel, who are kind of off to his side. Yes, in this scene anyway. We'll assume that actually when they were walking up.
Yep. It's all there.
We're just going to leave it as such because technically he could be facing toward the left screen. Okay. So we have two oppositional forces here talking. And I just realized that I'm breaking that again. My storyboards. Dang it. Okay, so as Indavo and Rachel have arrived, they have been facing stage right, which is the audience's right, okay? Not the actors. Anyway, whatever. Maybe I've got that wrong. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm calling it at this time. Yeah, we'll go from here. So, and then the opposition, Smar's group, has been facing toward our left. So therefore, he should pivot and always kind of face toward the right, and they should always face. So I have to actually re-render out a shot I just took of... So, excuse me 1 second whilst I get to that. Okay. All right, so this is going to take a little bit of time, so we'll just go ahead and get that rendering in the background. You saw none of that happening because it's on another screen. Apologies. Man.
All there. All there.
Good. All right. Now, what we might do is we might have him turn his head back. And maybe even pivot the whole body back. I don't know if this actual animation will actually won't probably survive the editing process, but I'm going to go ahead and have it in here anyway. That's a nice...
Yep, it's all there.
Alright, and that's where we're going to leave that. So I'm about halfway through the render and blender of the scene going the other direction. Yes. Ooh. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that background out here because we're getting ready to render out guarantee. So let's take one last look here without the put the background back on here. Let's go back here. Okay, so we've selected this empty vector layer, so we don't see any of the bones or anything else going on. So we're just going to go here, go to here, and whoa. Sorry. Let's reset our view. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, it's all there.
All right, that's... Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm going to say that's adequate at the moment. Hit save, and now we're going to go to export this animation as an image sequence, and we're going to go to choose the folder, and I don't have a folder actually created. I have a scene folder, but I've got to make a renders folder once I get down. Oh, wow, look at all the scenes. Oh. Ooh. That's, dedication? Let's call it dedication. Ooh, capitalize that T. Doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. So let's get this going. All right, now guarantee is rendering out. Okay, let's check on the Blender render while Mr. GT is going. And it has finished. Okay, so we're going to save over the next shot's background, which I just had done. Hey, there it is. Okay, boom, overwrite. Okay, and we're going to keep her, yes, her facing the appropriate direction. Now, taking a little bit of liquid refreshment there. Okie dokie. Well, so once again, we're waiting for some renders. You know, I think it's really awesome that some companies have like render farms. They do the animation in Moho and they send off to a render farm, probably somewhere overseas, and overnight they render it out and then you see it the next day and figure out what you have to correct. I think that's kind of neat. That way you're not just sitting around, you know, you're moved on to the next thing, I guess. I don't have that option, so, or fortunately, so just have to wait for the renders. And guarantees render in Moho takes a long time because he's got all those gradients on there, and they're the point-based gradients too, which is the way you should do it in Moho. Then why can't you do a regular regular gradient in Moho? Well, it's because that will be static. So if the character moves, that gradient will remain static in that background. It won't move relative to the character. So you need to have points, like his shapes are made of points. So you just select a point and assign a color, the color white to it. So the white will now bleed, I was pointing at the screen, bleed into the green areas now, and that gives you your gradient, and that makes it shiny and robotic and metal-like, and helps sell the artwork, as it were, you hope for the best. All right, so where are we at? I guarantee we are about halfway there. Okay, I'm going to bring in After Effects. Boom. All right, here we are. We are in After Effects, and that is where we should be. Okay, well, I can't really do anything except bring in a couple of things. Not those guys. All right, let us bring in the background and our audio file. That's a good start. Okay, so here's the background. All right, and in the meantime, I've also grabbed the white solid light haze from the warehouse. Oh, and there's the warehouse setup. There's our heroes in GT are approaching. See, technically, you know, Garrett, that was fudging things. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, well. Anyway, somebody was responding to Rachel instead of Indavo, so. But perhaps. Who knows? Well, let's paste that in. All right, and that's pretty good because the light's kind of streaming out into the darkness this way, and it'll be fine. Okay, so Guarantee starts talking. And, sorry, let's get here. Second 3, and ends right here. Okay, excellent. All right, so all we're now waiting for is the big guy himself to finish his render. I'll go ahead and save that whilst we're at it. Let's look at what we've done. Well, there is Selexis. Yes, she is meeting them, and it's a bit of a surprise to our heroes. Yeah. Bit of a shock. As the door opens, and there she sits. 2 smart bots attending. And that's kind of the layout of where we're at now. And as you can see, GT has just about finished rendering. He did finish rendering. Excellent. Let's import in that file right now. Renders, and make sure that image sequence is checked. We're importing, and of course, always, we've got to go to interpret footage to main. Reason being is that it is preset for 30 frames per second, and our file is 24. Now, why is this preset here? I don't know, but I don't seem to be able to change that. Need to really dig into that and see if I can fix that, maybe with a script or something. I'm really good at scripts. Programming is not my forte. Yeah. At least my programs don't go wild at midnight, at the stroke of midnight on Halloween, and delete out the company's files. Because that would be truly horrible. I'm not saying stuff like that has ever happened, but stuff like that has happened to us. It has. Indeed, yeah. Unfortunate. I didn't do it, though. No. Thank God. That's why I'm not a programmer. Know what you're good at. All right, so here we go. We've got this scene in After Effects. Let us see what we've got here.
Yep, it's all there.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to add this composition to the render queue. And let us sit on the render queue. Wheel. There you go. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Scroll down to here. We're going to save it in this file folder. Let's hit render and let it go. And it blazes through. When I tell my video students who are in the cinematography program at SIU that a lot of times my Premiere file will render out a full 26 minute episode in like 3 minutes. They're usually aghast because currently, for some reason, we are not teaching After Effects. There is one After Effects class. Well, maybe there's two, but there is definitely one After Effects class, but it is not in cinematography. No, it's in art design and taught by the extremely capable and incredibly enlightening Mark Pease. Lover of art films. And he does an amazing job in his course. It is where I learned it back in 2012, and he's still teaching it, and it is amazing. It's great. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful it's a wonderful class. But they don't have that in the program, so you have to go outside your program to take it. So it's bizarre. It is bizarre. I don't understand it, but that's the state of play. So anyway, let's moving right along. I'm not a professor, so I don't, or a dean. I don't make those calls. I'm just a marketing associate at SIU. So yeah, just a hack. As was asked of Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor one time, "Are you in charge here?" "No, but I'm full of ideas." To that. Okay, that scene is done. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Making sure that our Blender file is where we need it. All right. Yes. Good. Okay, let's go back to Moho. Okay, so let's go to new. And that's pretty good right there. We don't know how long this is going to be, but let's go ahead and save things into the new folder. I like to keep everything in its own separate folder. It keeps everything very organized if you have to go back or you need to find elements, but that's what I'm thinking anyway. All right, let's add in a few things. Let's add in an image. Background image that I just rendered. Wow, that is breathtaking. Was it worth the wait to see these cargo containers? I think so. I really do. Okay, let's go back to her sequencer and bring in that audio file, because we can determine her response, her retort to guarantee is going to be fairly short. Ooh, that rhymed.
See, we always deliver. We always deliver.
There we go. Originally it was aimed to please, but I thought that was too suggestive, so we changed that. Or actually, I changed that. Sorry. Okay, so there we go. Let's go to frame 0. Looks like we're ready. All right, let's just observing a few things on the storyboard. We got to remember that we need to flip to stage left, as I'm calling it stage left. Is it stage left? I don't know. I'm not an actor. I've never been part of the theater. Okay, so let's just enforce our bed. There we go. That be the one we want. All right. So what's and she's going to be facing the right direction, so there's no need to flip her. Okay, now let's go back to the channels. Go to frame 1, and let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to raise up a hand, and the hand that should probably raise up is, oh wait, hang on, let's see. Okay, drop that down just a there to right there. All right, let's offset her a slight bit, and all right there will be in center of screen ish. Yeah, close. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. For our purposes. Anyway, let's rotate her entire form. What do I do here? She's kind of looking at our heroes. We've kind of got our side view going on. Okay, let's choose what hand she will be raising. And this is going to be this right hand right here. One on top. Let's go to maybe point. What's point 2 look like? Yes, this is the one we're going to use. I'm just going to leave that preset since we won't have to have it changed on the way up because it's out of shot. So, yeah, so we're already going to go ahead to here. And we're going to start moving that arm up immediately. Alright, that's going to be slightly in shot, so we're going to have to be careful. Alright, let's bring that with the motion here under control right about to there. What do we got?
See?
There's a little bit of a gap there. I don't like that. Right about there.
See? See?
Alright. Well, let's go ahead and set her mouth. Head's file is already open, which is handy for once. Let's go to smile, which is our preset. Already set for a smile. Baby smile. Loves her job, apparently. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
See?
All right. Those eyes down.
See? See?
Let's go ahead and change that to our open. No, the wrong one. Palm, no. Palm out. Palm 2. No, I just did that one. Let's see. Right hand. Oh, that's good. I like that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Alright, so as you can see, the eye didn't close all the way there. And that's a bit of a problem. In that
We always deliver. See, we always deliver.
All right. That's not bad. Okay, when you go backwards, the bones go out of control. So always make sure that you're heading toward the right.
See, we always deliver.
That's a bad habit of scrubbing the timeline, which really hurts me on doing frame by frame in Clipping Studio Pro. But more on that soon. Next art stream, well, perhaps soon. Maybe not the next one, but definitely in the next two. I'll be starting the frame by frame combat. Spoiler. All right, let's fix that eye so it closes all the way. Let's go back to Selexis. Get our head open here. Open up our head, see what's inside. It's a bunch of layers with some vectors in it. I don't know what Freud would say about that. That's the eye we want. And there we go. That's the eye we need. Okay, so
See, we
all right, so let's get in a little bit closer here. A way bit closer. All right, so we just need to select one point here and send it, like move it a little bit and say, bam, that's what we need. And so when she there, right there. All right, so all we need to do is just kind of drag these guys down a little bit to get them to close, like the other one.
we always deliver.
All right, we're gonna do the same thing here. Do the same thing. Do the same thing here. There we go. And just kind of de-smushify that a little bit. There we go. Excellent. Problem solved. Your rig will never do everything you need it to do. So you're going to have to, when you're animating, go on the fly, move those points around, shift them around, move around the bones to make it work on those pivots, especially those shoulders. You just have to roll with it. So that's what I've learned. That's what the best have said, and very good. Yang Shin is an animator out of China who works in Moho a lot, and that's what he says. You're never going to get your rig to do everything you need, so do a lot. So he does a lot of use the magnet tool, so the whole points to move them around as need be.
See, we always deliver.
Okay, well, there's also something else I'm seeing here. We've got a problem.
See, we always deliver.
And it's her hair. Our mohawk mane causes more problems. Okay. Alright. It causes more problems. Honestly, it does. Okay. How do you fix this? Alright, well, I have tried several in a previous shot. I think it was Friday. I had tried several things and they did not work. I tried, I'll fix the points so that they'll just work. So no, that doesn't work. So what we have to do is we have to go up to angle constraints and just lock that top bone here for the main at 0. Okay, now watch.
See, we always deliver. See, we always deliver.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Well, I mean, it does work, but also it does not work the way I'd hoped it for. So what are we going to do? Okay, well, we're going to go to this one now, and we're going to go, this one is the independent angle point down guy. Let's see if this works.
See, we always deliver.
That looks a little bit better.
See, we always deliver.
Now, I might be able to go back to this first bone. But you know what? Let's see here. Let's take that independent angle off that one. Let's go to this one. And, sorry. Wrong thing. I was aiming for it. Let's take this down to 10, and let's do 10 here and see what we've got.
See, we
Okay, well, that's too much. Let's go back to 5. Let's go back to 5.
See, we always deliver.
Problem solved. All right, Make sure that the independent angle's still on there. Bone constraints, bone constraints on there. That's it. That's on that one. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Problem solved. On the fly.
Deliver.
Excellent. All right, I think that's good. Get that hand out of the way. I like again. I think that's gonna be edited out. But we'll just for our own edification, my own edification, I'm doing it, and shouldn't be animating that which you're going to edit out. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to tell. You have to reflow things, and it's better to edit an animated film in the modern age, since it's all done digitally and it's not as labor intensive. You're not throwing away hundreds of cells worth of footage and backgrounds and everything else. So yeah, editing an animated film is fine in the modern age. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Let's export this animation. Getting ready. Choosing the file. Let's choose our file folder that we have been using. All right, in episode 3, it's 274. Right, there it is. All right, and we need to make a renders folder. Let's make that renders folder right now. It's yeah, make that renders folder right now. Folder renders, right? All right, and I'm not putting C after that since we know it's her. And boom, it's all rendering out. Yeah, great. It's a beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and go to After Effects. Let's get a new folder here, and that's called that shot. What do we call it? Shot 274. I know, you're shocked. I'm shocked. We're all shocked here. One question I did have went to 4 seconds. All right, it's important to know these things. Oh, okay. My panel opened on the other monitor. I'm like, where does it go? Oh yeah, well, you can't see it. Ah, alrighty. Well, we'll sit for 4 seconds there and hit. All right, there we go. Pow. All right. For some reason, I have been drying out quite a bit, so it's probably the air conditioners and stuff like that. So, oh, those of you in Europe, I know you're thinking air conditioning's bad. Well, it's the only way we could survive here in Southern Illinois. Life in Southern Illinois would be impossible. Surprised we even settled the area. Of course, it's at the end of the little ice age that Illinois was settled, so seems fair. All right, what we need is we need this white solid. Bring this in. Pow. All right, now Alexis has finished rendering. We're going to bring her file into the renders folder and make sure that our PNG sequence is checked, and it is. Import that in, and let's go ahead and interpret that footage. That beautiful bean footage. Pow. All right, done. Okay, and there she is. Done. Oh, wait, no, not done yet. Close though, very, very close. We have to go to guarantee here. We're going to take that inner shadow and that gradient overlay. Like I said, I could recreate them, but it saves time just to be copy and paste, bam. Over, and let's expand her out. Just here. And raise. Position up to hide the front top edge on that flat, the square at the top of her head. So it destroys the illusion. Let's see what we've got here before we hit render.
See, we always deliver. See, we always deliver. See, we always deliver.
Beautiful. All right. We're going to add this into the render queue immediately. And we're going to render this down. Can't see me shaking my head slowly as I'm scrolling through those. Oh boy. All right, render. All right, there we are. Rendered out and ready to be placed in line in Premiere. Now, what we have here is we have currently 24 scenes left in Indavo 3. Should blow through those really quick, but it's a lot of frame by frame. I'm marking off these scenes that we did tonight on the storyboard. All right, they're off. Okay, so the next scene, Rachel's like, hey, here's the money. Want to count it? And he will place the chest down, and then Alexis will walk up to it and open the chest. That footage is probably going to have to be done pre-composed in Blender. That's what I'm guessing. And then the fight begins. And it will be a mix of frame by frame and Moho, and maybe some Blender stuff. We'll see. That takes a long time to render those scenes out in Blender because of the amount of crates hiding in there. So the question is, how should I do the opening of the yes, but no. So basically what I'll do on the opening crate one is the crate opening animation will be done in Blender, but it'll be placed into the background of the scene, but it will be done separately. You can turn off, you can leave all your lights that you have in place and then actually turn off the background. So it won't render, and then you still get your light. So that's, I think, what we'll do. Potentially. I'm thinking about that. We'll give it a whirl. If not, what will happen is each frame is going to take approximately 3 to 4 minutes to render, and that's pretty excessive. And of course, what are we talking here? We're talking about Alexis taking 1, 2, 3 steps, chest open, then hold on chest. So we're only talking 5 seconds. Well, 4 seconds maybe. 1, 2, 3, and then chest opens. We hold that chest opens. Yeah, so that's just 4 seconds. That's still a chunk of time. Think about that. Anyway. So I believe that is all for tonight, because what lies ahead is a little bit more technically complicated, and we'll be done another time. When the next art stream happens, it will obviously, I'm looking at it right now, the way I'm looking at this, next time I do this later on this week, I will be doing the Clip Scenario Pro frame by frame animation, trying to make this look as shonen anime fightish as possible. There will be a Greek chorus of side characters standing by, commenting on the battle as it happens. No, there will not be. No, I'm not going that far into the tropes. No. And it's gonna be quick. This is gonna be more of a shonen anime from the 90s style thing, and not Dragon Ball Z. I'm thinking more like giant robos fights were always fairly lightning quick. No one like called out tremendous attacks, or there wasn't a Greek chorus explaining what was happening. It just happened and you accepted it. Although some of us still have problems accepting Taiso's death, but that's another discussion for another time. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Any questions or anything, let me know, and I will see you in